my mind. I said, Georgia, oh, Georgia. A song, a song, a song, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight, moonlight through the pines. Hey, 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 oh, other arms reach out for me. Other eyes smile so tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams, I see the road leads back, the road leads back to you. Well, Georgia, oh, Georgia, no peace, no peace, no peace I'd find. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia, Georgia on my mind. Hey, hey, hey. Other arms reach out for me. Other eyes smile so tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams, yeah, I see the road leads back, leads back, leads back, leads back to you. Well, Georgia, oh, Georgia. No peace, no peace, no peace I'd find. Just an old sweet song. That song leaves Georgia, Georgia on my mind. Yeah, yeah. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
How about a hand of applause for Warren, a former OM employee? What a fantastic day. I'm usually not nervous in front of a microphone. Today I'm nervous. I was sitting there thinking about why I'm so nervous. And I think I feel like a proud father about to experience the birth of his first child. Because we truly are giving birth to Buckhead Atlanta today. We've had a tremendous 4+ year gestation period in terms of our involvement in the project and the development and the new destination for Buckhead. And there have been lots of highs and lows, lots of challenges, lots of opportunities, lots of things that have tested us to the core and has tested each of us as we've gone about our respective roles in making this happen. And so with that, you know, it's really important to acknowledge the people that brought us here. We've been involved here for over 4 years. We have tremendous support from the community, from the mayor and his team, tremendous support in a way unlike any other city that I've worked in. And I'm one of those nomads that has spent the last 20 plus years traveling, and I have seldom run across a city so welcoming and so eager for a destination to be reborn. It has been remarkable, the reception we've had from the development community, from our neighbors, who we put through absolute hell for the last several years as we've gone through a construction process. And so it's truly remarkable what's being delivered to Atlanta today. With that, I want to thank Mayor Reid and his staff. It's one of those things where over the last 4 years, we've had lots of times where we kind of said, okay, how do we get over this hurdle? How do we get to the next stage? And we've sort of muscled up with the city staff and kind of tackled things and made things happen. And then roughly 2 months ago, we actually played the mayor card. It was one of those things that we tried very diligently not to do that. And so we called Mayor Reid back in mid-July and said, we're getting really close to the finish line and we could use a little bit of help. And his task force and the resources that he brought together and deployed with us over the last 2 months really make today possible. And Mayor Reid, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because without this team effort and the camaraderie that we've established with your team members, we'd still be another 30 or 45 days away. So I greatly appreciated that. And we never underestimate that power and what it means for this kind of destination for the city of Atlanta. And it's one of those things that, it's hard to recognize everybody that's had key roles in this. Sam Massell, former mayor of Atlanta, is here. He, from day one, was a big advocate of what we were doing. It was great to have him here. Councilman Shook was always a supporter in the mix. The Buckhead CID, the Buckhead Coalition. It took lots of community people to support what we were doing. And then the next layer are all the consultants. I mean, it's unbelievable, the architects and the engineers and the landscape architects and everybody that's had a hand in this. And it's one where Dean has been remarkable in orchestrating the pieces that we put together, but everybody that's worked on this project has worked from the heart. We've gotten tremendous work effort from all sorts of fronts, and we get different ideas from multiple places, and those all come together in a fascinating way. And it's one where I also don't want to underestimate the team that we have with OM. And from Jeff Ziegler, who heads up our leasing, to Martha Kitchens, who heads up our construction, to Brian Liu, who's been my right-hand man for the last several years. I mean, these people all deserve a tremendous amount of credit for helping us get to this point. And now we're about to turn it over to Michael Diamantides. And so we're going to give him the keys, and he's got the responsibility to make sure that the guest experience is truly remarkable from every step that you take in this wonderful development. And so I'm proud to give the keys over to Michael, because it's well deserved. With that, just a little bit about what's going on, in that today we're opening 5 stores. And this is an unusual kind of opening because it's an organic opening. It's one where we're opening this like a city district, where stores open one at a time, and we're dealing with a lot of stores that open 1 store at a time. They'll finish a store in San Francisco, then they'll come to Atlanta or whatever. They're not people who do 20 stores a year, and they're mostly net new to the market. These are new retailers that we're bringing to Atlanta, which is a truly remarkable thing. And with that, by opening 5 stores this week, we'll open 3 or 4 more next week and a couple the week after. So every week that you come out here, there's going to be something new and different to experience. So it's going to be a truly exciting time over the next several months. And one of the things that struck me over the last several days is everybody has come up to me and said, aren't you glad to be finished? We're not finished. We're just starting. We're off to the next generation. You know, in essence, for the next 6 or 9 months, we're going to be continuing to open stores, and we're going to continue to start building other buildings. We're about to start a building that will house Dior up the street in January, and the former Hi-Fi Buys building we will start sometime in next fall. So there's a tremendous amount of synergy, a tremendous amount of energy, and a tremendous amount more to bring to you. And the thing that's remarkable for me on this day is today, Buckhead Atlanta goes from being the developer's project to being the community's destination. And it's really important that the community take this. And with that, I'm going to introduce the man behind the scenes, Dean Oliver.
Well, Hunter, you talked about being nervous. I'm so nervous, I'm going to stop from time to time and drink some water. So, and I'm not usually particularly scripted, but I'm going to be more scripted today, but yet I'm going to try and talk from my heart a bit, because to me, this is about the heart. First off, thank you, Hunter, and thank you for all coming out this morning to join us. How about this for a beautiful Atlanta morning? I mean, how lucky are we to have this kind of weather? And you know, one would say, gee, we're going to celebrate the opening of Buckhead Atlanta. We're really not. We are celebrating the reopening of the streets and the sidewalks back to Atlanta, back to Buckhead, and back to all of you. It's your place, they're your streets, they're your sidewalks, it's your community to expand on from here. And we're going to keep working on it, and we're excited for you. So, you know, Hunter talked a little bit about this feeling like it was frozen in time for a bit. If any of you felt frozen in time, imagine how we felt. Hunter thanked a lot of folks today, but I want to look out in the front row, the young man there with the blonde hair sitting next to my beautiful wife Elizabeth is Jim McMillan. And without him and the dream we formed 36 years ago, and actually it was earlier than that because we were 10 and 11, and that was more than 36 years ago. So, Jim, thank you for being you. Thanks for being my best friend for my life and doing all you do. And my wife, Elizabeth, and 2 daughters who are busy at school couldn't be here today, but I know they're excited for us. Oliver McMillan also is led by a dynamic leader who couldn't be here today because he's off to another city where we're working, and that's Paul Buss, who's the president of the company, and Bill Persky, who's our CFO. Both of these guys have been with Oliver McMillan for over 30 years. And of course, I've got my buddy Jeff Ziegler standing up there looking cool, who brought all of these amazing tenants to Atlanta. And the dazzling young woman beside him, Hillary Crow, who's also on our board of directors. And she's the one that's helped bring the culture that you're going to experience every day when you're out here, and our whole notion, which we're calling always gracious. So when you're here, you can know that great thinking came from the hearts and minds of women. So, exactly. A lot of amazing women leaders. We wanted this to look like it was built over time. So if you look from one corner to the next corner to the next corner, all of the styles of design are different. It's not a shopping mall. This is an evolution of a street scene. And we're really proud of those amazing architects that worked on this, and I'll mention by name in a moment. And we care. We care about the communities we work in. We care about Buckhead, and we care about Atlanta. And that's why we worked on this literally inch by inch. Whether it's the pavers in the streets, or the granite curbs, or the delicate landscaping, or the beautiful facades of stone that are meant to be here and be enduring, like the city of Atlanta has been an enduring city. Mature landscaping. This is a city that's all about trees. There's few cities in America that have more beautiful trees than this. And if you look down, there's hundreds of new plants and trees that we brought. To me, one of the most special things that we've done is focusing on the detail on the sidewalks and the streets and the trees to give you shade and to make you feel at home and not to wait. This is a bit of what we call immediate gratification on the landscaping side. So we hope you enjoy that. There's 4 large trees back in the courtyard by La Billa Bouquet, and I have a stat here. They're 40 feet high, and they weighed 35,000 pounds apiece. So imagine lifting those in and dropping those on top of a parking structure. So how did we get here? How did we get here today? How is it that we're here? Well, first, it took a phone call to my friend Kasim Reid, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. And he never left our side. Hunter said we played a mayor's card. We didn't play any mayor's card. We just continued to return to the source where we had friendship and support, and with all of the staff and with the council. Took a lot of heart and a lot of hard work. I can tell you that one group that we would not have been here but for is our friends at Baupost, who would just as soon I never mention their name. So that's probably the last time you ever hear me talk about them publicly. But these guys had amazing fortitude and were behind us with our vision, and along with us invested hundreds of millions of dollars to make this happen, along with PNC Bank and a syndicate of 5 other major banks, including your local phenomenal organization, SunTrust. Ginsler, Papa George Hames, Smallwood Reynolds, Hair Shots, our landscape designers. I want to give all of you a round of applause because this feeling we have today is because of your heartfelt work. We have an amazing leasing team in Mark Messiner and Hannah Struver, led by Jeff Ziegler from Oliver Macmillan, who literally we have all, including myself, traveled Paris, London, Milan, New York, back and forth, nonstop. We've flown people in constantly to get them to understand what this community is about. They understood Atlanta. They didn't necessarily understand Buckhead. Today, Buckhead is clearly on the map in Europe. There's no question. There's one tenant I do want to mention and call out by name, and it's our friends here at Hermes. As many of you know, they operated for years now back in the corner in a war zone beside a wonderful Irish pub. That's not usually the context that Hermes sits in delivering some of the most beautiful goods in the world that are all handmade by people that are paid well. Everything's made in France by people that are paid and living wages and taken care of. And in particular, the leader of Hermes America, Robert Chavez. He is my friend, he's my partner, and he's my brother, and this, again, would not have happened without him, and I want to publicly thank him. Will you join me? The beautiful buildings you see back in the back will be the home of Sarah Blakely and her incredible firm, Spanx. Talk about an Atlanta inspiration. Talk about putting Atlanta on the map. Talk about a visionary leader and partner for us in Sarah Blakely. And I want to thank Sarah for putting her stamp on this project, because that was a big deal. That meant a lot to us, and for her vision and her passion and her leadership, again, I want to thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Sam Mazzell, your former mayor and the honorary mayor of Buckhead, what a friend you've been to us. What a partner at all times, in good times and in bad times. And if you knew all the story, you would understand why several of us look a little older than we started on this 4 years ago. And when you think about this kind of construction, takes 2.5 years to do. We got this done pretty quickly because of an amazing team and because of amazing Atlantans like Sam. So I'm going to go off script for a second and make everyone really nervous and say, I want you to know how I feel personally. That's not on the script. They couldn't write that. Only I know that. And the way I feel is so incredibly grateful. I feel humbled by getting to do this. I feel really grateful, and therefore I'm full of joy. I was thinking earlier today when someone asked me what it was like. My marriage, having 2 daughters, this is the longest gestation period yet, delivering Buckhead Atlanta to this community. I couldn't feel more proud of everybody from Oliver McMillan, from San Diego to our offices in Atlanta to our offices in New York. So I feel so proud, but mainly I feel a humble gratitude that I know is going to be with me the rest of my life. And being able to come here and experience this with you is going to simply be amazing. One of my favorite parts of anything so far has been the cultural training we've done with all the young people that are going to be out here greeting you with their cars as our parking ambassadors, or our maintenance people, our security, etc., with the most advanced security available anywhere in America, along with partnering with the city of Atlanta. So to all of you, I say thanks for giving me the chance to have these feelings, because what could be better in life than getting to experience joy? It hasn't been joy at all times, but today I'm feeling complete, total, unfettered joy, happiness, gratitude, and utter humility. So thanks for helping me get to have all of those feelings. And then I'm going to end by talking about feelings and our notion of always gracious. One of the first things I did was to pick up the phone and call Mayor Kasim Reid. And I said, could I come in and see you? And he said, I'd welcome you to my office, in his gracious way. I walked into his office and he put out his hand, I'll never forget it. He put out his hand and said to me, hi, I'm Kasim Reid. Welcome to Atlanta. How can I help you? You know what my reaction was? Hallelujah, I'm home. I've got a brother who's going to help me do what's been the toughest thing we've done in our collective careers. So with that, knowing that I love and adore him, and I kissed him publicly last time and it made the news, so I'm not going to kiss you again, Mayor, but I am going to hug you up. And I've told him this personally, and I'm going to tell each and every one of you, no matter what he does in his career, in a private sector, public sector, and I hope it continues to be public, and I hope it keeps growing, I personally will be right beside him the way he's been beside me.
Woohoo! Man, I'll tell you, since we're talking about feelings, I'll tell you how I feel. I wish that happy song was somewhere playing. I am so glad to be with you. I see my friend, Mayor Sam Massell. I see the council president, Caesar Mitchell. Please give them a big round of applause. And I see Mr. Charlie Loudermilk is in the house. This is an occasion. When I first got elected mayor, every time, Jim, that I was at a community meeting in Buckhead, no matter how good things were going, and Mayor Massell knows this, people would say, when are you going to fill those 2 holes on Peachtree Street? And I hoped and hoped and hoped. And one evening I was doing a radio show, and my wife Sarah Elizabeth remembers, and I got a phone call, and I was literally on the radio, and my staff said, hey, Mayor, there's somebody on the phone that says they're interested in those 2 holes in Buckhead. I literally said, y'all, hold on a second, I got to take this call. I got on the phone that night with Dean Oliver, and we had one of the best conversations that I've ever had with a business person. And he said, you know, I think Atlanta's pretty special. Do you mind if I come out to talk to you about Buckhead? And I had to hold my face from smiling and shouting because I was trying to be a businessman, you know. And I remember when he came into my office, and what I understand and what I know that Jim knows is that success is about having the right partner. And what I believe about Dean Oliver and Jim McMillan and Hunter Richardson and the 800 folks at Balfour Beatty who helped to make this all possible was that the city had the right partner. So I want you to give them a round of applause, because this means so much to the city of Atlanta. I also quickly just want to thank my team. My Chief of Staff, Candace Bird, my COO, Mike Geisler, is here, but I really have to thank Jalal Slade and Katrina Taylor Parks. Give them a big round of applause. I even wore the right tie. Sarah picked out a Hermes for me, and I'm sure she's getting ready to go spend the little money that I have in the wonderful Hermes store today. But this is what today symbolizes, Atlanta. We are back. In the year 2010, we had about $400 million in construction permits. In the year 2013, we had $2.1 billion in new construction permits. And I think that this investment, this decision by some of the leading businessmen in the country, this belief in Atlanta is a part of the reason that we are back today. So I hope you take time today and walk around and enjoy yourselves. I sure am. I canceled my next meeting because I'm going to look around and I'm going to slow down and I'm going to enjoy this day. But if you look at our city, we opened the Center for Civil and Human Rights. Folks were questioning, could we get that done? Just a few weeks ago, we opened the College Football Hall of Fame. Folks were questioning, could we get that done? Not far from here, we're working on a $1.3 billion stadium for the Falcons. Folks were questioning, could we get that done? Not far from here in the east is Ponce City Market. Folks were questioning, could we get that done? But the biggest question was, could you get Buckhead Atlanta done? And I'll tell you, Dean and Jim, boy, did you get it done. And the city of Atlanta is grateful. And the city of Atlanta and Buckhead is back. God bless you guys.
Stand with me here for a second. When you need a partner, you need to go to war, you need a guy like this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah? So in a moment, we're going to put a brick in, and so I told him, you know, he's really pretty, right? And he's all dressed up and fancy, but we're going to do a little construction. We're going to do a little construction work together today here in a moment. And speaking of construction, I want to reiterate what the mayor said. Balfour Beatty made this happen. We couldn't have done it without them. To their entire crew around the United States, I give you a heartfelt thanks. As being our partner, you have a lot left to do to finish up, and we need you. So thanks for hanging in there. So with that, I want to say thank you to Mayor Reid and reiterate the thanks to all of the staff in Atlanta. Again, we couldn't have done this in the time we did it without them. Thanks to all of you, for many of you had a piece in this, so I can't too many to mention by name, but know that I know that we know, and we appreciate and have gratitude in our hearts for you. So thanks for doing that. Stick around. We've got some food and some drinks. Enjoy yourself. And you can walk around the streets, enjoy them. They're yours. This is Buckhead. Welcome.
And we're going to bring Warren up again while they put the brick in the ground. As a finishing touch for this wonderful development and this wonderful streetscape that you're experiencing today, we have Mayor Reid and Dean Oliver setting the last brick in the center of the pavement.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to keep died for, and no religion too. Oh, imagine all the people living life in peace. Oh, you may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, and a brotherhood of man. Oh, imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Oh, imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hey, I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Thank you again, Warren. That was beautiful. Okay. Yeah, okay. And now we invite the media over here to my right. We're going to be available for interviews for a little while, and then we're going to invite the rest of you to walk around and experience what's been created here and get your first taste of what Buckhead Atlanta is about. Thank you.